Hey, do you remember when 2 weeks ago I told you that the United States was bailing out Argentina to the tune of $20 billion? I made a whole video about it. If you're on TikTok watching this, click on this and you can see the video. But remember how there was a whole thing where, I'll show you. The headline said something like, leaked text messages on Scott Bessent's phone suggest the White House got played bailing out Argentina, and U.S. soybean farmers are the casualties. What I thought was very staged text messages just so that they could deflect the attention for the time being, and I was right. The very staged text messages said, finally, just a heads up, I'm getting more intel, but this is highly unfortunate. We bailed out Argentina yesterday, and in return, the Argentines are removing their export tariffs on grains, reducing their price, something soybeans to China. Long story short, they're acting in the text message as if they got had. And it's really an unfortunate side effect that after they bailed out Argentina, they then made a deal with the Chinese for their soybeans, when Argentina is like the number one competitor to the American farmers, okay? They made it look like an accident. Guess what? 2 weeks later, Bessent says that U.S. considers doubling aid to Argentina. Not just considers, they're doing it. They're just making it contingent upon Milei winning this election. It's a bribe to the Argentinian people to keep an ally of President Donald Trump in power. They are conditioning the additional $20 billion, $40 billion of our money. They are using their time and their resources to find $40 billion for Argentina. The first $20 billion was unconditional. But now that we've shown you that we're going to pay, the second $20 billion is conditioned upon Milei winning. Because if he loses, we're not going to be generous with Argentina. What? Former president of Argentina, who is under house arrest after a corruption conviction, wrote on social media, Trump to Milei in the United States, our agreements depends on who wins the election. Argentines, you already know what to do. This is the ex-president of Argentina, who is on house arrest for corruption, is telling the Argentinian people that they better vote for Milei. All of their lives and livelihoods and the economy of their country depends on it. Tell me how this is okay. The first $20 billion they told you was an accident. We wouldn't have done it if we knew they were going to stab us in the back. We didn't know. We didn't know that they were going to make a deal with China and the very next day have 8 freighters out with soybeans to China. I want to know why the White House is meeting with Milei because they want to help our neighbors with the aid package, which, by the way, again, the money would be pulled if Milei's party did not prevail. I want to know why we're so concerned about helping our neighbors. Why the fuck? Do you know what $40 billion could do? Do you know what $40 billion could do for us? Is our economy thriving? Are our people thriving? But they don't want to invest in us. They don't want to invest in you. They don't want to make life a little bit easier for you. They don't even want to invest in infrastructure for you. We don't even have high-speed rail. They won't even invest in something that it could just be like, something that everyone can take advantage of. If you have a problem with helping the homeless and helping veterans for some fucking reason, or feeding children at school, how about just investing in our infrastructure? Making I saw a thing not long ago how the New York City subways, for example, look no different than they looked in the 70s. That was 55 years ago. If you go to China, for example, their subways look like they're out of the fucking space age. We don't have anything nice. You might think it's fine, but we don't have anything nice. They are giving you the minimum so that it doesn't look like a third world country everywhere you go. $40 billion? They could build 200,000 homes for people. Give them to the veterans. I don't care. If you're spending it anyway, do just about anything with it. I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. Like, it's so easy to think of a million fucking things that we could do with $40 billion for our people. Why the fuck are we investing in Argentina? Why the fuck are we I mentioned in the last video that the reason that we're investing in Argentina is because of the bonds, the foreign bonds that hedge funds invested in. Scott Bessent is a hedge fund manager by trade. I don't know why Donald Trump gives a shit about Milei retaining power. He drove their economy into the ground. This is a manufactured crash of their economy. This is not the best person for the job. Why are we bailing him out? Imagine if you started a business and you crashed it. You wouldn't get a bailout. Just like the banks got bailouts in 2008, you wouldn't get a bailout. Why the fuck is an entire country getting bailed out by the United States when the United States is falling? It's falling if it hasn't already fallen. Some might say it's fallen. You fucked the farmers. You fucked your base. They got upset about it and you told them it was an accident. You're just so dumb. And now what? You're now saying you're going to raise another $20 billion. Is that an accident too, Scott Bessent? What the fuck is this? Excuse my language. But I've had just about enough. $40 billion is not $40 million. I don't think you are conceptualizing how different that is. I've made videos on this before, but let's compare the 40 million to 40 billion when we're talking about time. 1 million seconds is 11 days. 1 billion seconds is 31 years. 11 days, 31 years. 11 Let's do 40 million and 40 billion. 40 million seconds is 463 days, 1.27 years. 40 billion seconds is 1,268 years. Years. A year and a quarter versus 1,268 years. Now imagine that in money. That's how much of your money they're sending. And I'm just comparing millions to billions. Perhaps you also can't conceptualize a million. So let's compare 40,000. You can conceptualize 40,000. What a lot of people in this country make in a year, okay? To $40 billion. 11 hours versus 1,268 years. 11 hours versus 1,268 years. If you stacked 40,000 $1 bills, it would barely reach your knee. If you stacked 40 billion $1 bills, it would stretch 2,700 miles, Florida to California. Get it? Do you get it? And that's how much of your money they're sending to another fucking country. America first where? These con artists are robbing you blind. They're robbing all of us blind because they have you tricked into thinking that you're somehow superior to someone else. So they keep you fighting amongst each other while they are literally robbing you blind. They're using your money for bribes and to enrich themselves. Barron Trump has made $250 million since Election Day. How much do eggs cost? Wake up.